And we are starting with some breaking news that's coming in from the state of West Bengal. Amid the deadlock between the protesting doctors and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Secretary has also written to junior doctors and has invited them for a meeting to take place at the Chief Minister's residence at 5 p.m. today. In the letter, the Chief Secretary says that this is our last and final outreach to the doctors. Taposh will be joining us live with the details of the letter, and Taposh and Bhavtosh both are joining us live. Let me go across to Taposh, who's actually getting us the details of this letter. So we've been seeing Taposh, and an impasse that has been ongoing ever since the protesting doctors took their protest to the Shastro Bhavan. They've been camping there all night. Yesterday was the 6th night when they camped there. Earlier over the weekend, we saw how there was a conversation between the Chief Minister and the doctors. Now tell us about this letter that has been sent by the Chief Secretary.
The fifth letter, and what the government calls is the fifth and the final letter from the government to the junior doctors who are protesting, and they have invited the Manoj Pant, who happens to be the Chief Secretary of the state, have invited the junior doctors to visit Chief Minister's residence at 5 p.m. today, because we know that tomorrow there's a hearing at Supreme Court, and in earlier hearings Supreme Court had also requested the junior doctors to join in their duties. But we had seen that deliberations were made on Saturday, but the issues pertaining to the live recording and video recording of the meeting became prime concern for the doctors, and hence the stalemate continued. But later on we heard that the doctors were also keen on having a discussion, but it was too late to have a discussion. And finally today the Chief Secretary wrote once again inviting and requesting the doctors, the team of delegation who visited on that day, to the Chief Minister's residence today at 5 p.m. and hopefully if they go and then the situation, because in this very letter it had been categorically mentioned that there will be no live streaming, no video recording of the meeting. So government have already put the conditions before the doctors in this very letter. Now it remains to be seen whether doctors will be visiting the Chief Minister's residence or not. We have been given to understand that general body meeting is likely to undergo in a while from now, and it will be holistically decided in that meeting whether the representations from the doctor will be there in this very meeting or not. Back to you.
You know, Taposh, over the weekend, we also saw some very emotional scenes that, in fact, came after the doctors who had scaled down their demands, and they were finally told that it's too late and now the meeting cannot take place. We saw how the doctors, in fact, broke down. One of them also cried and broke down before the media and spoke about how this fight is only and only for justice. But let's now take our viewers through the letter that has been written by the Chief Secretary, and I'm going to read the contents of the letter that we have opened here in our studios. Dear junior doctors, in view of Honorable Supreme Court order dated 9th of September 2024, directing junior doctors to resume duties by 5 p.m. on the 10th of September 2024. It is our bounden duty as law-abiding citizens to follow and adhere to the Apex Court's directive. This is the fifth and final time. Now, this becomes important. The state says that this is the fifth and final time that we are reaching out to you for a meeting between the Honorable Chief Minister and your delegates. In line with our discussion from the day before, we are once again inviting you to a meeting with the Honorable Chief Minister at her Kalighat residence for a discussion with an open mind. We trust that good sense will prevail, and as mutually agreed and as per your statement to the media day before, there will be no live streaming or videography of the meeting, given that the matter is sub judice in the highest court of the country. Instead, the minutes of the meeting will be recorded and signed by both parties. The meeting is scheduled for 5 p.m. today, that is 16th of September 2024, at Honorable Chief Minister's Kalighat residence. The same delegation which came for the last discussions is requested to arrive at the venue at 4:45 p.m. today. We look forward to your positive response and a productive and fruitful discussion. So that's the letter that we read out from. Now, it's very important. There are a few words that, in fact, go ahead, and there is a lot of, that a lot of people would want to talk about. Number one, that the state at this point of time and the representatives from the Chief Minister's side are telling these protesting doctors that this is the last and the final time we are going to reach out to you. Then they also say that as per the statements given by protesting doctors before the media, where you scaled down your demand for your live streaming, for a live streaming of the meeting and for videography, even that will not happen. And the minutes of the meeting will be signed by both sides. Let's also put this into context, Tapas, because this also comes at a time when we saw a comment coming from a TMC leader who said that that doctors should behave like doctors and not like loafers. He tweeted a video of their slogans and also said that now doctors are saying that they want to forego their degrees, they want to forego their jobs, and if punitive action is taken against them, they shouldn't be blaming the state for it.
Well, yes, absolutely. The war of what continues between the Trinamool Congress and the protesting doctors, and the way the Trinamool Congress leadership, at least the middle tier of the Trinamool Congress, been commenting on social media and making comments on media as well pertaining to the protesting doctors have not been taken in a good sense by not only the doctors but also people from different strata of the society. Yes, it's a continuous effort by the Trinamool Congress so that these protesting doctors can go back to their work, but that could be done in a much cordial manner. When the Chief Minister Abhishek Banerjee, even in multiple occasions, time and again, have requested not to make any foul comments against the protesting doctors because their solidarity also lies with them. But given the fact today we have also been given to understand there is a small rally likely to take place here in Salt Lake, organized by the Trinamool Congress. However, the Trinamool have not confirmed that rally as yet. But yes, this continues. But the doctors are of their opinion that nothing can deter them, nothing can intimidate them from carrying on this protest, but they are also looking for a way out so that the problems and the demands which have been placed before the government can be holistically addressed, and so that they can also return back to their work.
So will the deadlock finally end? Will junior doctors in fact come for the meeting? And number two, also, is it time, do the junior doctors think that this is time for them to talk to the state and come up with a solution and get back and resume their duties? Do they have that kind of confidence that they'll be given justice? Now, let's talk about the second aspect of the entire story, which is the investigation that is being done by the CBI. And we have now accessed some details of the CBI remand note against the accused. That is both Dr. Sandeep Ghosh and the SHO of the Tala police station, whose name is Abhijit Mondal. Both of them were arrested on the night of Saturday. Now, this note by the CBI, the remand note, goes on to expose the bid to sabotage the entire investigation. It says that wrong facts were mentioned in the police general diary entry, and the accused cop did not even register an FIR immediately. Neither did he cordon off the crime scene. Now, in the same remand note, we also have some details against Dr. Sandeep Ghosh and why the CBI has arrested him in the second case, which is the rape and murder case. The CBI has leveled some damning charges against Sandeep Ghosh. The note also states that Ghosh did not make a formal complaint, but rather gave a very vague complaint. It also adds that he tried to downplay the rape and murder, which led to the probable destruction of evidence. And these are the kind of details that we have here when it comes to the CBI remand note. Now, what does the remand note go on to say? There are some damning charges made against the accused cop, who's the SHO and the officer in charge of the Tala police station. The CBI has revealed the bid to sabotage the investigation in its remand note. And then the CBI says that wrong facts were mentioned in the diary entry, which has also been questioned why there was a delay in filing an FIR as well. The cop did not register the FIR immediately. This is why he has now been arrested. And he also did not cordon off the crime scene after getting the information in the morning. The CBI has also leveled some serious charges against the Kolkata cop. And the cops are also facing this criminal conspiracy charge. What we also know is that, as per the remand note, that the cop apparently tried shielding the accused, that is Sanjay Roy. Sanjay Roy's links with members of, with officials in the Calcutta police is also under investigation. And they also tried to divert the investigation. That is what the CBI has said. So the entire cover-up suspicion seems to be proven. We have Bhavtosh also joining us. Very, very damning charges here made by the CBI in its remand note against the SHO of the Tala police station, Bhavtosh. So the SHO, the CBI says that there was an attempt to, in fact, delay the investigation. That is why the FIR wasn't filed on time. And also, there was also an attempt to, in fact, destruct evidence. What more are you tracking?
Well, as far as CBI is concerned, both of them were arrested last Saturday, and this is the first arrest that has been made by CBI after 35 days. Remember, TMC as well as many in Kolkata had said that what CBI is doing is virtually doing a copy-paste of Kolkata police's investigation, and they in fact were taking jibes at CBI as well as at the center. But these remand notes actually shows at least levels very serious charges against Kolkata police. What they have said is that that the police officer concerned here came at least 1 hour late, and that to cover a distance of just 5 hours. Then went on to say that the Criminal Procedure Code, now BNSS, immediately puts onus on the police officer to register a case of a heinous crime. When the body of the victim was found at the spot, there were visible injury marks on her body. More importantly, Sagarika, it went on to level a very serious charge that there is a criminal conspiracy not only to save Sanjay Roy but also someone else in the system. CBI has not said who they were trying to save. As far as Sanjay Ghosh is concerned, what CBI has said is that Sanjay Ghosh tried to downplay the incident. The junior doctor was a staffer and he should have immediately pressed for FIR. As far as West Bengal government is concerned and Kolkata police is concerned, they said they waited for the victim's father to file a case, but what CBI has said is that they had, this Kolkata police as well as Dr. Ghosh had time to immediately press for the charges, for murder charges, because visible injury marks were there on the body. What CBI has further said in both the remand note, if you read them carefully, what CBI has said is that it was an open case of murder. They should have gone for that. The delay in filing of delay in conducting the post-mortem report. Importantly, they have said hurriedly the cremation was done and there was no chance for a second post-mortem report. This is a very serious charge that CBI has
and
leveled.
Let's not forget, Bhavtosh, that initially the Calcutta police was given a certificate of excellence by none other than Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. She went ahead and said that it is the Kolkata police that has possibly done everything to ensure that the crime is not covered up. But now with the arrest of the SHO of the Tala police station and with the damning remand note, the cover-up angle again becomes the focal point of the investigation. Now, Bhavtosh, let's also talk about the kind of politics that's playing out. The CBI taking Kolkata cop Abhijit Mondal into custody has given the BJP more ammunition against the Mamata Banerjee-led Trinamool Congress government. They are stepping up the demand for both Mamata Banerjee and Kolkata top cop Vineet Goyal's resignation.
SHO लेटर लिख रहा है कि आप, जब एक डॉक्टर ने नोट दिया कि आप शाम के बाद पोस्टमार्टम नहीं कर सकते, तब SHO लिख रहा है कि स्पेशल केस में कर दीजिए। लेकिन मेरा सवाल ये है कि कोई SHO, एक थाना प्रभारी, छोटा सा थाना प्रभारी, क्या डिसीजन ले सकता है? क्या उन्हें ऊपर से बोला गया था, इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया गया था, तो स्वाभाविक है ऊपर के लोगों को पकड़ना चाहिए। छोटे मोहरा है, विनीत गोयल का अभी इस्तीफा होनी चाहिए, नहीं तो बंगाल की जनता मुख्यमंत्री जी को अपने पद से, अपने चेयर से हटा देगी।
Now, today, you know, there's a letter that has been written to the protesting doctors from the side of the state to come for the last and final meeting. The time that has been set is 5 p.m. But this comes after a lot of back and forth. Yesterday, it was Trinamool Congress's Kunal Ghosh who claimed that there is a divide in the doctors and that there is one section that wants to protest and the other that doesn't want to protest. He also uploaded an audio tape to make this claim. Now, there is another TMC leader. His name is Nilanjan Das, and he has also targeted the protesting doctors, and he has used the term loafer for them and has also threatened them. How has he done that? For that, let's go across to Meghna, who's joining us from the newsroom, and she has his tweet. Meghna, take us through the details.
Absolutely. It's interesting to see how the West Bengal government seems to be hot and cold towards the protesting doctors. On one hand, you have the Chief Minister saying, come in and have discussions with me. On the other hand, you have them being tagged as loafers. You have Nilanjan Das, who has now come out and put out this video of protesting doctors in which they can be heard saying, degree batil kore dao, chakri batil kore dao, means you can cancel our degrees, you can cancel our jobs. And then Nilanjan Das goes on to say, these are the RG protesting junior doctors openly daring the Chief Minister to cancel their degrees and their jobs. Now, if the Bengal government takes any disciplinary or any punitive action, these medics, their provokers as well as sympathizers shouldn't play the victim card because they have asked for it.
Now, it's also important to listen to that entire video, Meghna, because in the slogan, the protesting doctor said another thing. Degree barit kore dao, amar me ke firiye dao, which in Bengali goes on to translate and says that bring her back. The sentiment is that for justice. Bring her back. Bring back the victim who was brutalized in the most barbaric manner. And like we've been telling you, there is no end to the impasse between the junior doctors and the Mamata Banerjee-led establishment. Now, over the weekend, There was a lot of back and forth, and that happened on Saturday night. The junior doctors finally scaled down their demand for the live streaming of the meeting with the Chief Minister. They agreed to have the meeting with the minutes of the meeting being recorded, signed and given to them later. Finally, when everyone thought that possibly there's going to be some talk, there is some consensus, the doctors were told by the Mamata Banerjee administration that it is too late in the night and the meeting cannot take place. The protest at the Shastro Bhavan in Salt Lake has also entered day 7. Doctors have been protesting in inclement weather. There has been heavy rains over the last few days. The junior doctors are still camping outside. They camped outside all night, last night as well, and that is the 6th straight consecutive night. Now let's watch the conversation that took place between the Chief Minister and the doctors when they were trying to say that, okay, let's talk, let's find a solution.
ভিডিওটা আমি আজকে দিতে পারবো না, আমি মিনিটস করে দেবো। ভাই তোমরা ঠিক করো, তোমরা যদি কেউ আসতে চাও আমি সবাইকে বলবো যারা যারা আসতে চান তারা দয়া করে আসুন। তাহলে আপনারা যদি নাই এসে বাড়িতে মিটিং করেন তাহলে আপনারা আমাদের চিঠি দিলেন কেন? এত অসম্মান কেন করছেন? অনেক অসম্মান করছেন আপনারা। আগেও 3 দিন আমি 2 ঘন্টা করে অপেক্ষা করেছি, আমি যার জন্য আপনাদের কাছে নিজে ছুটে গিয়েছিলাম। প্লিজ এইটুকু রেসপেক্ট দেবেন। আমি তো আবারও জোড়াত আছে তোমাদের জন্য। আমি তোমাদের বলছি শোনো, তোমরা ছোট আমি বড়, কিন্তু মনে রেখো আমি আন্দোলন করার লোক, আমি আন্দোলনকে মর্যাদা দিতে জানি, তাই তোমাদের কাছে তোমরা আসার আগে আমি ছুটে গিয়েছিলাম।
It's time now for us to take a short commercial break, but we are going to keep you updated with all the developments that are taking place in the RG Core rape and murder probe, and also we'll tell you about what's going to happen when it comes to the deadlock between the Chief Minister and the protesting doctors. Taking a short break.